Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. As always, I'm Ace and X McMillian over there, and this is episode 60, where today we'll be going over all the major highlights for Aniplex Online Fest 2023, plus much more. But of course, before we get into all that, if you would like to join me, my friend McMillian here, as we discuss all things anime and sometimes manga, then please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. With that being said, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, everybody. Welcome back for another week. Hope everybody's doing well, doing good. How you doing today, McWilliam?
I'm doing great. Ready to talk about this Aniplex news or lack thereof for a specific thing. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. We're going to get to it. Of course, as always, my friend, why don't you let the people know what we got going on for the agenda today?
Yep, indeed. So for the agenda today, we have council announcements, but it's only just one, so I'll get it done right here, right now. Recently, we released our Mahito versus Mekamaru episode. This does cover, well, it's the episode before they fight, technically. We're covering like the beginning of the Shibuya arc, so but do be on the lookout for that. Do watch it. Enjoy that if you haven't already. Next, we'll be getting into news, which we have a bunch of due to the Aniplex event that happened here recently. And then we'll begin into our recommendation. And for main topic today, we have a discussion on Reign of the Seven Spellblades, one of the animes currently going on for this here. Are we in fall yet? Or are we still in summer?
No, we're still in summer, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, McMillian, for going over the agenda for us. And, let's just go on and get into it. As McMillian already said, we're going to be going over the major highlights for the Aniplex Online Fest 2023 today. And it's everybody's favorite time. It's now time for GOC News, your weekly source for the latest anime news. So let's get into it. All right. So Aniplex Online Fest, everybody. It was all right. Nothing too crazy. We definitely did not get something both me and McMillian was hoping for, but it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that when we get to it. But you want to go ahead and start us off there, McMillian?
Yeah, so for the first bit of news here, we have an announcement for a new Puella Madoka Magica movie. It's called the Walper Gesnacht. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. Rising. This is apparently the sequel to the previous Madoka Magica films. And if you don't know, Madoka Magica is a pretty popular magical girl anime series that has a pretty big twist in it. I won't spoil it for you all who may not know about it, but it's a really good series. I've watched it. I know Ace, I think he said after reading the synopsis of this movie and watching the trailer that he's gonna go check it out. But do be on the lookout for it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I forgot to mention the movie is scheduled to release in Japan in 2024. Not sure when it'll be coming here. Most likely it'll be coming.
Theaters,
yeah, I don't know if it'll be coming to theaters or just straight to streaming services. But regardless, be on the lookout for it next year.
Okay. All right. I didn't know anything about this at all until I saw the trailer for this new movie. Then I did a little research and I discovered there was also an anime. Then lo and behold, McMillian came and told me more about it because he already knows much about it. And I was like, okay. Well, he gave the recommendation, so I'm definitely going to check it out. Then I don't know when, but whenever I do go and check out the anime series, I'll let you guys know what I think of it. Because the trailer did pique my interest a little bit there. But the next piece of news we got from Aniplex Online, we got some more information on Solo Leveling. Is going to be premiering in January 2024. That's my birthday month, so it's lit. We also got a new trailer that was unveiled during Aniplex Online Fest as well. Not too much new footage was shown in that trailer, but we got some new shots in it though.
Yeah. As a person who's read a bit of the webtoon, not webtoon, but the manhwa, it looks pretty much like a faithful adaptation. I am interested to see what happens later on, considering that they switched it from Korea to Japan for like the main location. But we'll see what they decide to do with that when we get to it. Next, for the next news, we have Blue Exorcist is making a return once again. As you all know, they hinted to this, I believe, a little earlier this year, but we actually got a trailer for the next arc, which is the Shimane Illuminati saga. And this is, I believe, is scheduled to release sometime beginning of next year. I don't think we have an exact date quite yet, but
I might have. If we did have a date, I might have forgot to run that down. I'll write that down. I do apologize.
Okay, but I do believe it's scheduled to come out sometime next year, considering that it was not listed before. This teaser. So do check that out. I am very excited to see Blue Exorcist come back. So glad they decided to continue.
Yes, it has been so long since the last season of Blue Exorcist. I don't even know how many years it's been, but it's been so long. If you haven't seen Blue Exorcist, it's one of those cult classics, if you will. Definitely go and check it out. It's basically about this young, I can't remember the main character's name right now, but it's about this guy. He finds out he has powers, but not only powers, devil powers, and he also finds out he's the son of the devil, essentially. And so the devil's just trying to come and take over the world. He wants his son to join him, but him being basically raised by humans his entire life, he's not going for none of that. So we go on this big grand adventure of him basically trying to stop his dad from taking over the world. It's a good time.
What? Yeah, I was about to say that there's other stuff in there.
There's other stuff that's going on, but that's of course, I'm not going to go too deep into it. That's the overall arching plot.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it and you decide to watch it, just so you know, first season, fully faithful to the source material. Second season, at some point, veers from it. And then they came out a while ago, cannot remember, with the third season, which is supposed to technically happen in the middle of the second. And then this new season is supposed to happen right after that third season. So,
okay.
Yeah. Just a warning out there for everybody who hasn't watched it. But moving on to our next bit of news, here we have Black Butler Public School Arc anime reveal. So it was recently revealed that they are continuing Black Butler as well, which also got a continuation a while back, and somewhat similar to Blue Exorcist. Had a season 1 and season 2, but the season 2 wasn't exactly adapted from the manga. They kind of did the whole anime original. Yeah, and then at some point they decided to go back to how the story was, and then they're continuing it. For those that don't know, Black Butler is a story of a boy who made a deal with the demon to basically get revenge on the people who killed his parents and family. He comes from a very important family. They were basically kind of like the Sherlock Holmes detective family for the Queen of England. And now with the help of this demon butler, the main character CL goes around Britain solving mysteries and crimes that usually now deal with the fact that a supernatural element, considering the fact that he now has a demon for a butler. So
well, thank you for that nice little synopsis there. I never did get a chance getting around to watching Black Butler. I have heard of it before, and I heard good things about it as well. I know a lot of people are fans of Black Butler, so I'm happy for you guys out there. You guys got a new season. You guys got a dub.
Yep.
All right, and then so this next piece of news. Normally, we wouldn't even waste your time with stuff like this, but we thought it would be funny. They are making or I'm pretty sure it's already a light novel, but they're adapting the light novel. It's called The Story of a Man Turned into a Pig. Legit. So essentially, there's this guy that gets turned into a pig, and he goes around. It looks like it's gonna be like a romance, comedy type show. And he
some type of
quote unquote gets this girl to fall in love with him. At least that's what it looked like from the trailer. I never heard of this series before until it got revealed then. So
yeah, it's some type of isekai. I think it's kind of the only reason we're talking about it is somewhat akin to that dog anime we brought up before. It could in Izuka's dog
has just gone so too far.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe this is more wholesome than horny, like the other one. But I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, no, this one didn't. Like I said, this one just looked like a comedy type thing. It didn't look nothing off the wall. Thankfully, now they had some pigs. Listen. If they out here making pig animes similar to that dog animes, it's time to hang it up. It's time to hang everything the fuck up. All right.
It's time to go home. Back to the drawing board. What we doing?
We have lost the true meaning of just because we can do it don't mean we should.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
God damn. But all right. But moving off of there, we got a new preview into the Returners Magic Should Be Special. New isekai that's gonna be coming out here I
Oh well,
believe next year as well.
well,
Um
this isn't an isekai. This is just fantasy. Like
well,
he
he
doesn't
gets
go,
reborn again technically, so
but
I mean,
I mean, it's in his own world though.
I
Like
get
it.
whatever. Okay, so well, fantasy event action adventure. I won't call it isekai, but the guy gets reborn again though. So essentially, the story goes is this group of heroes is fighting to save the world, and they're during the last battle, but they're actually losing the last battle. But before they all perish, the mage of the group wakes back up. Like I think they said like 13 years in the past when
Yeah,
they were like
13
still
to
in
15.
school or training or whatever. So he basically gets to redo it all over again, essentially.
Hmm.
The trailer seemed pretty damn dope. I'm definitely I mean, y'all know me, I like my Magic 6, so I'm definitely gonna be checking it out once it do come out. But what did you think about it, McMillian?
I thought it looked good. The trailer definitely made me interested in it because I don't know. I don't know if I'm at the point where I have like isekai fatigue, but I was, and like at first I wasn't really like just based off name. I wasn't really like I mean, it could be interesting. And then I watched the trailer. I'm like, oh no, this actually looks like it could be very in depth type of story, and if they do everything right, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering like. From the trailer, it looks like, as Ace said, he's back like at a school age, like high school. I don't know. Granted, this is the fantasy thing. It looks like they're teaching them how to be like adventurers or something like that. I just want to know like how long I guess the school life will last if he's gonna try and take like a different route to stopping
Yeah.
this disaster, right? So,
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if there is a light novel on this, but I could see it just like if, like you said, if they were indeed like back in school or like in that like type of age range or something, I can see it lasting for maybe a season, and then we could probably get to some more serious stuff. Because like maybe they use that season to like introduce everybody, give them their backstory and stuff like that. Give us the reason why we should care about these motherfuckers, if you will.
yeah, probably something around the lines. I'm just interested, I guess, like how long that'll last. But it does look good. I am interested to see how that'll go. With that being said, next piece of news we have here for the Bakemonogatari fans, Kizamonogatari, the anime, is getting a compilation film that is scheduled to release on January 12th, 2024 in Japan. Not sure when we'll get the English or American release, but do be on lookout for that. For those that don't know, the Monogatari series is a big like sci-fi type of story. It's broken up into a lot of parts, kind of like Fate. Like a lot of people, if you've heard of it, you'll be like, which way do I watch this in order? How
So
does the
it's
story play out?
so it's more than just the movies.
Yeah, there's
Oh my
it's a series.
god! See, I was just about to go on a rant. Like I've never seen the movies before, but once again, now they announcing this. I might have to go back and watch the originals now.
Yeah, so
but now you're telling me it's more than just movies.
So if you look up Monogatari series, like if you take off like we have a little docket where we have the news. If you take off Kizu and just put Monogatari and then type in series and like anime, it'll show you the different like anime seasons it has, because it's all not one. All of them have different names because they're based on a bunch of light novels.
Oh,
with different names.
Okay, because I'm familiar with Monogatari. So yes, but I thought it was just movies. I didn't know it was also okay.
Yeah. It's a part. Kizamonogatari is a part of the Monogatari series. It's a lot of stuff. I haven't even gone through all of it. But yeah, just so people are aware, it's a lot. It's not just like this one thing. Although I think chronologically, Kizamonogatari came first.
Okay,
but that's not. Yeah,
but that's not important though.
Well, I mean, it's only important, I think, if you want the chronological order. But like if you want to watch it in release order, it's different. Because I think Bakemonogatari came first. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's just a wild ride. Okay.
Okay.
Like I can't even give you a good synopsis because shit is different each time.
Okay. You want to take our last piece of Aniplex news then?
Sure as well. Ace is not very familiar with this, but for those that do know, the Rascal Does Not Dream series got another film. This one, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid. Not gonna lie, the visual questionable because why we fucking with kids, but I mean, it's interesting. The Rascal series originally, the first anime is called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Rascal something Bunny Girl Senpai. Regardless, it's very questionable name, but the anime itself is actually kind of deep because it deals more like with social perception and things that teenagers have to go through, and it talks about it in a very interesting way. It deals with like a lot of, and it mixes it with like sci-fi elements.
Okay.
It's not bad by any means. It is. I think the name is misleading because I think if you hear "Rascal Does Not Dream" a Bunny Girl, you're like, okay, this is some etchy shit, but it's not actually.
It's not
like,
they're not on that type of timing.
Exactly. It's not on type of timing. I mean, the only time. The time you might think that is legit when the girl is dressed up as a bunny girl, but when you find out why she does it, you're like, okay, this isn't really sexual. This is more so like it just kind of serves the story.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a new film coming out. So be on the aware of that. Be on the lookout for that if you like the series. And if you haven't checked out Bunny Girl Senpai, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I won't say it's for everybody, but it is very interesting. It is a very interesting type of story, and you might like it if you do check it out.
Yeah. And well, thank you for that, because I definitely I once again I heard of Rascal, but I haven't checked it out. This is one I haven't planned on checking out. I still don't know if I am. If you truly vouch for it, I might go around and I might give it a chance. Who knows?
It's good, but it is not. It will not be everyone's cup of tea. I'll say that. It's not like it's like slice of life mixed with sci-fi, but it's not like action or anything. It's legitimately kind of like drama, more so like trying to figure out the human. It's like exploring the human condition, but like with sci-fi elements.
Okay.
Attached to it. So It's interesting. It's good. It's just not for everybody.
Okay. All right. And then one last major piece of news that we got from Aniplex Online, they adapting some stage plays into an anime called Trump. I've never heard of these before, but essentially it's about a family of noble vampires and how they basically, navigate their world and the politics and all the dangers and all that other stuff. But the trailer itself did seem interesting, and I love a good vampire show. The last one that was pretty decent that came out, we sung many praises of, A Case Study of Vanitas. We definitely haven't checked that one out. Definitely go check that one out. But so that's only the reason. Basically, Vanitas was the main reason I even decided to even stop and look at Trump, because I saw vampires and I was like, oh, okay, let me go look at it. But yeah, the trailer did look nice though, so I probably will be checking it out when it does come out.
Yeah, it did. It did look good. The animation style is also very interesting, so I think it'll be some eye candy to look at as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing what that brings, because I don't know anything.
Yeah, I know nothing about it either. Like I said, the most information I did find about it that it was is basically being adapted from some stage plays. I believe the stage plays also had the same name, Trump. But yeah, that is all the major Aniplex news. But before we do close it up, Aniplex, I can't believe it has come to this. I am now officially begging for season 2 of 86 Aniplex. Look at me, look into the camera and look into my eyes, Aniplex. I'm now begging for season 2 of 86 Aniplex. Where is it?
I would love it back. But as I showed Ace off camera, I'm gonna show y'all off camera. I am prepared. I'm about this shit. Okay?
He is prepared over here. I'm trying to stop this man from reading out the novel book he got right here in his hand.
Prepared. And I know they got stuff to adapt, because I only got I have 1 through 6, I think, and apparently the anime only adapted like 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. So I think, and there's more out there than 6. So I'm just saying they got material. All right, they just don't want to animate that shit.
They holding back on this for no reason at all. If you guys don't know what 86 is, we got some videos on it on our channel as well. We did some episodes on it on the audio only platform, so you guys can go and check it out and hear our thoughts and opinion on it. It is spoiler heavy, so be aware of that. But definitely go look up 86 if you haven't heard of it before.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's end of all the Aniplex Online 2023 news. But before we move on, we got some more anime news not related to Aniplex Online Fest that we do want to let you guys know about. Finally, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to this one, because it's been a long time coming for this one. We finally have the release date of the final season of the final part of the final arc for Attack on Titan, because
Yep.
I don't know why the hell they have been. They listen. They've been milking the shit out of this. I'm just gonna call it now. They've been milking the shit out of Attack on Titan. Because this series is supposed to have been over with, and both me and you all know this series is supposed to have been over with. I have no reason why they decided to milk this out for so long. But here we are. We finally got a release date. It's gonna be releasing on November the 4th, right around the corner actually. So get your popcorn ready, get your buckets ready, maybe even get your tissues ready, because who knows? I have no idea how this ends. The manga readers, from what I do recall, a lot of the manga readers weren't too happy with how it ended. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. McMillian, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm ready for this to be over. I say that like I'm just ready for it to be done. Not because like I don't think it's good or anything like that. I think the final season has been pretty damn good, but we have been waiting for this for too long. You can't name the final season and then break it up into 4 parts. That's not how that works.
That's not how this works at all.
That's not how this works at all. And so I just hope they bring the A game with this. I'm ready for this to be done. This has been a very wild ride, but it is time to bring it to a close. And I need it to be a close. I don't need another part. I just so
all right. Yeah, also right around the corner, this is one of my most recent favorite isekais that just came out recently. Dead Mount Death Play season 2 premieres October the 9th. It is the second core, if you will. It's a really good show. It's definitely better than what I gave it credit for, what it was gonna be.
Yes.
I'm definitely excited for season 2. McMillian, how excited are you for season 2?
Very, very. This is an anime I kept up with a lot, like during the time it was out. Like I don't think I was late on an episode, and if I was, it might have been just a day. But a really good show, really good premise. I can't wait for it to come in. So I'm very happy to see that it's right around the corner.
All right, and then round it out with the rest of our October releases. We got both Spy Family Season 2 premiering on October the 7th, Shield Hero Season 3 premiering October the 6th, as well as Shy, which is a action hero anime that we talked about. It was some months ago when we talked about this, but Shy has also been revealed. A new trailer got dropped with that as well, but that's gonna be dropping on October the 2nd. So once again, Spy Family Season 2 October the 7th, Spy is gonna be debuting on October the 2nd, and then we're gonna be getting Shield Hero Season 3 premiering October the 6th. Now, out of these 3, I'm ready for Shield Hero. It's been a minute. Season 2 was disappointment isn't the word I guess I'm looking for. It was, I will say, lackluster. I guess I was disappointed, but that wasn't how I will fully describe season 2. I would just say more of lackluster. Even though the some of the people online, like the light novel readers and stuff, they did try to warn us that this season 2 was covering an arc that wasn't that hype inside of the light novel as well. So don't get your expectations too high, but they could have still delivered a little bit better on how they delivered the adaptation, in my opinion.
Definitely.
What about you, McMillian? What you excited for?
I'm excited. I'm very excited for Dead Mount Death Play. We already talked about that, but I do want to see what this Shy anime has to bring. I mean, considering that it sounds somewhat akin to My Hero Academia, the superheroes are a common thing in the world, not like to the point of My Hero though, from what it sounds like in the synopsis. So I want to see like kind of what this brings on to the superhero genre, especially from the whole take of like anime. So I'm interested to see where we're going with that. But mostly Dead Mount Death Play from this is what I'm excited about.
Okay. All right. And then everybody, we save the best piece of news for last. Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer franchise is coming out with a new game on the Nintendo Switch. And it's basically just going to be a Mario Party with a Demon Slayer skin, if you will. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a big Mario Party fan. I'm also a big Demon Slayer fan, so I think I'm probably going to be picking this one up.
Yeah, we might check this out at some way, shape, or form. But it does basically look like there's a trailer out, so if you want to look it up, It's called Kimetsu no Yaiba gets. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I don't know the name of the title. That was the title of the article. But yeah, do know that there is a trailer. So if you look up Demon Slayer board game, video game, or Demon Slayer video game 2024, this should pop up and you should be able to watch a trailer of it.
Yep.
Besides that, in the most recent Nintendo Direct that happened here, we also got announcement of a Spy Family video game, but this one is more so centered on Anya, and it seems more child friendly than anything, not necessarily like a party game. If you're into cozy gaming, this might be something you look into. If you have kids and you're watching this, you know, they might like check this out. So,
yeah,
just to be aware of that.
All right. So with all that being said, that is the end of all the news we got for you guys for this week. Let us know down below in the comments, what were your favorite piece of news, especially from Aniplex Online Fest 2023? Did you love it, like it, hate it? Did you get a chance to check it out? And if not, once again, don't worry, we got you guys covered. With all that being said, we're gonna head on over to our weekly recommendation, and I'm gonna hand it off to our friend McMillian here.
Yep. So for this week, weekly recommendation comes from your boy, me. And it's the anime Noragami. Some of you may have heard of it already. Some of you may have seen it. This is the anime a lot of people say was gone before its time. It's really good. The premise is a minor god seeking to gain widespread worship teams up with a human girl he saved to gain fame, recognition, and at least one shrine dedicated to him. Noragami so just like the synopsis says, Noragami is about a god looking to be recognized by humans in the human world. If you check it out, you'll see that there's a lot more than just him as in terms of like gods, and there's also like spirits and stuff like that, and it shows how they interact. Really good show, great premise, decently action packed. Definitely, in my opinion, definitely check it out. That's the only reason I'm bringing it to you here on the weekly recommendation.
All right. Thank you for that, McMillian. Thank you for that nice weekly recommendation there. Once again, this week's weekly recommendation, Noragami via McMillian. And we're going to head into our final discussion today, where we're going to be talking about Reign of the Seven Spellblades. This is one of those new shows that came out this season. Both me and McMillian, the only reason we picked it up because of the synopsis we read before it released, and it, you know, from the synopsis, it definitely sounded a lot more cooler than from what we got. But as we told you guys last week, everybody online was saying, get to episode 6, get to episode 6. It gets so much better at episode fucking 6. So we said, you know what? We're going to get to episode 6 and we're going to see if it's true. And we did just that. We not only did just get to episode 6, we caught fully all the way up. I believe so it's up to like episode 11, right, McMillian? 10 or 11, one of the two. And we're back to report on it now. So before I give my thoughts and opinions on it, McMillian, what do you think? Do you think after the episode 6 plot shift, if you will, that Reign of the Seven Spellblade is better now?
Yes, better than my initial thoughts. It's not, I won't say it's like, guys, you need to go watch this, it's like the greatest anime ever, but I will say it does pick up and it does get to that more darker type of feel that was given in the synopsis. It's a little bit different than what I had expected, but I am glad to say it does pick up. It does get it more interesting, and I won't say like it's gonna be for everybody, but it does seem to be like right now at least a good show. Not a great, but at least I can say good.
Yeah, I echo all those sentiments. Episode 6 makes the show watchable now. After that, tone shift, it actually makes the show watchable now. It still has those moments in the show, like all those little school moments and stuff that I don't really like in the show. But it's more watchable now because, like McMillian just mentioned, it is more of a darker tone now. We're starting to see, people come out the woodworks and even deaths in the show now. So it's picking up a little bit. So it is better. It is more watchable now, and I will at least finish out this season. I'm not sure how many episodes we have slated for this, but we'll see.
If I'm not mistaken, I think there's maybe one or two from what I looked up. I think it said like 12 to 13.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
that
so
much
I'm at least finish out the season, and depending on how the season ends, will determine if I pick it up if we do get a season 2 for this or second core, because cores are a thing now. So it just depends. It just depends.
Yep. But yeah, no, it took a minute for it to get there, because like I said, the first couple of episodes are really, I don't know if I want to say slow, but they don't, I don't know, quite catch the attention. I feel like when it started, because it's first episodes introducing you to kind of like your cast of characters, and it doesn't really kind of give you the focus of what the story's going to be about, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then like even when like in those first few episodes, like we get to meet like the main cast and all that, but we don't get to really learn much about any of the main cast. So it's like hard to want or feel like any sort of attachment to any of the characters, the main cast, because like, well, I don't really know much about them. We just know that they're friends, and they don't even know why they're friends. They just decided to all be friends one day, really, honestly.
Well, I mean, so from the beginning, like, so we introduce our main cast. Each of them,
I guess it was that whole arc with the whole situation with the troll that kind of necessarily brought them together. But other than that, there's nothing really that was really pulling them together.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I agree with you. Like, other than that one, I mean, they saved a girl. They saved one of the main characters ends up almost getting attacked by a troll due to a prank that goes horribly wrong. Two of the main characters save him. And some of the other ones step in to intervene and stuff. And so basically from there, like any, I guess, high school friendship starts at a lunch table. And they basically introduce, they after the incident, they get food. They meet like in the dining hall, because I think that's where the orientation is. They get food, they talk to each other, and they learn where each of them come from in terms of like magical families, because obviously this is a heavy fantasy world, so there are families of great renown that are there. And so as the school, they're trying to figure out like maybe like where they come from, what magic they specialize in, all that stuff. And from there we just get like, I don't know, like I said, the episodes the first beginning episodes are kind of like dealing with this troll mystery, but it also like as trying to show you what school life is like. And between the two, neither is really all that exciting, unfortunately.
At all. At all. I agree. I agree with you on that. None of it was really that exciting. But before we continue, I do want to say here, spoiler warning for people who hasn't maybe not yet watched Rain and Seven Spellblades or fully caught up yet. From this point on in discussion, we will be spoiling essentially the rest of the season, if you will. So if you don't want spoilers, then now's your time to click off the video and or audio episode. So once again, spoiler warnings. So the whole twist that everybody said that makes Reign of the Seven Spellblade good. Now, what is it, if you're asking? So it turns out that our main character, and hell, he's so uninteresting sometimes I don't even remember this guy's name.
It's Oliver. Lucky for you, I looked up the cast. The main character is Oliver Horn.
Okay,
that's his name.
Well, there we go. So our main character, Oliver Horn. It turns out that, well, we don't really know too much about it, but his mother was murdered. We don't know how important his mother was to the world, but we don't really, to a kid, none of that really matters. You just murdered my mother. So essentially, Oliver is going around plotting revenge on all the people who murdered his mother. And it turns out that all the people who took part in murdering his mother are actually like the faculty and staff and some of the teachers and even the principal at the school, essentially. It's freaking wild. Almost like a reverse twist on the like Hogwarts type of style story, if you will. It's crazy. And so he's already taken out one of the teachers / one of the people who's killed his mother, and now he's just planning out his plan to take out the rest of them.
Yeah, and the way we if you're still watching this and you don't know about the show, the way we get there is that apparently one of the students was experimenting on the troll that we aforementioned to give it intelligence, and shit kind of got wild. And apparently that student was working with an instructor that turned out to be one of the people that killed it. That was a part of the plot that killed his mom. And from there, we get like the explanation of what we'll get our first glimpse at
what a Spellblade is.
Yeah, 2 Spellblade spells. One which can apparently Is something to do with time manipulation.
It's essentially like cutting time or some shit.
Yeah, and
both of them was dealing with time, though, in my opinion.
Actually, yes,
the two we saw.
Both of the two were dealing with time. Because I was just about to say the other one is like precognition.
Yeah,
which is the
kind of like, basically, if you I'm a compare it to Doctor Strange, if you will, for him having the ability to look into like all the different possibilities. That's essentially the Spellblade that our boy Oliver had. He's as he's fighting an opponent, he can see like all the different possibilities and outcomes of the fight, so he can kind of like pick the one that will that will lead towards his success, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're like, damn, how did he beat a teacher? That's how. that's exactly how he was.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna be quite frank. They don't really do a good job of explaining it to you, but because me and McMillian are smart brain people, big brain people, if you will, we can piece stuff together.
Yeah. No, to Ace's point, they don't really explain it to you. Also, like the one we talked about with like cutting time was his other classmate invented on the spot, and they don't even know about it, and that's supposed to be the 7th one.
Yeah.
Which I think is wild as fuck to introduce the 7th spell, like create a whole new Spellblade in the 5th episode.
Yeah,
I was like, what the
5th episode?
I was like, what the fuck are we doing? But
like, so the action and like the choreography in Reign of the Seven Spellblades, it has so much potential. Like, it's there. It has hype moments. It's just that they need to get to a more consistent level. Like, of course, every moment of the show doesn't have to be, like constant fighting. That's not what I'm asking for. Of course, that's not feasible. But when they do action moments, it needs to be more consistent. Like the pacing, the quality of them.
Yeah. Yes, and also kind of, I would say pacing is an issue, I think, in this show. So, for instance, after the whole revenge plot, after we get the revenge, they do a good job of like kind of dragging up the suspense, because the next episode starts with a faculty meeting, like, hey, this nigga dead. One of y'all probably did it, and they're like, I mean, what will we really gain from killing him? It's not too crazy. And then someone in the meeting, like, well, I mean, it also could have just been a student, and they was like, they all start basically like, that's fucking
like a student, like, yeah, okay,
that's fucking
what would
ridiculous.
We do if a student so happened to defeat, what's his face, and the person was just like, well, we're gonna deal with him like any other traitor. If it was one of you, we're gonna kill him. Like, what do you mean?
So we get a glimpse of that, and then the rest of the episode is basically talking about, kind of setting up this tournament arc that we're kind of in with the class, with like the students of this classroom. But it's very, it's
students of this grade level, if you will, not necessarily the classroom, just this their grade year.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It is like the grade level that they're at, but like it kind of brought down the pacing of it, like, but it's still interesting. I'll say that.
I mean, yeah, it is still interesting, because I will say the tournament arc did bring about more fights now and more people that we haven't started seeing boxing yet, and so we're also starting to get introduced to more of the fighting styles now as well. So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, because it did slow it down in some aspects, but we're starting to get more of the cool action aspects out of it, though.
I mean, it's driving the plot forward. I'm just saying, like, in terms of ways they could have handled it, I think it could have been done a little bit better.
I feel you.
Yeah, it kind of, the pacing is an issue. I think even from the beginning, it's very slow, and then it spikes, and then we get the
And then I think that's pretty much all of the main topics we wanted to touch upon. But I did want to speak on this because we haven't really touched on it too much. The world itself is so interesting, and mainly just the world being the school, because I don't know if I don't know if we said it already, but essentially the school itself is like Hogwarts as well. It's like Hogwarts but in anime. So it's all these changing corridors and everything, secret passageways and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. And then now we're getting to throughout the later episodes, we get to explore more of the school. We found out that there's things called workstations. I think they call them workstations, right? Or
if I'm not mistaken, I think you're correct.
Yeah, so there's these workstations scattered out the school, and like the lower underground dungeon area of the school. Of course, not every student has access to them, and only certain students can even traverse the underground levels and
Yeah, because
safely. So
supposed to be extremely
um
dangerous.
that's supposed to be extremely dangerous. Our main cast got access to one of these storehouses slash workstations, if you will. So there's going to be their main base of HQ now, and then there's this whole other not secret, second level to the underground area of the school where all the environments change from like hallways and corridors to just massive forest landscapes and things of that nature. It probably gets more crazy than that, but right now the first like biome we got introduced to like was a forest.
Yeah, yeah. And now granted, from there we that's kind of like I think where it stopped, unless a new episode came out in the middle of us recording this. But that because the class ended up getting quote unquote jumped by some other by another group of classmates trying to do the tournament. So like it's interesting, like even though I complain about it a little bit, the tournament arc is very interesting because like there's the in-class tournaments which are tame, nobody tries to kill nobody, and then there's the outer class ones where they're like, oh no holds bars. You could really fuck up somebody if you wanted to.
And that's what I said, like, and that's what makes it interesting. Like the world itself, and then like I said, even with the action, the show has potential. I just need more consistency and less just this more friendly. Oh, we're going about school like stuff. No, show me why this school is more dangerous. Give me more. If we're gonna do classes, let's do some more dangerous classes. Don't give me this regular shit. Don't tell me this school is dangerous and then but we doing regular basics potion class and all they can do is just basically blow up here and there. Like, give it to us.
I mean, granted, was it granted? Yeah, because at the beginning, Ace probably says it because at the beginning of the show, the principal comes out and basically says, "Hey, y'all could die here. We do not care." Like
that's basically what she said, and she literally said, "We expect some of you to die."
On top of that, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, word. And then the next couple episodes is kind of like playful joy a little bit until we get to until the Garuda fight. That shit was hard as hell.
It was,
but the aspect when it gets to stuff like that is very interesting and it makes you more invested in the world. I just wish we had more moments.
Yeah,
like
it's more moments like that. It's like they sell it to you as it's like this dark, mysterious, dangerous world, but then like McMillian said, when you get into the episodes, it's more it's all lovey-dovey friendship, play type, situations going on and stuff. And it's like, well, the principal literally told us like episode 1, this place was dangerous. We expect you guys to die. What are we doing? What's going on? Like, this doesn't seem like a dangerous place to me.
Now, granted, our main cast of characters are not. I don't want to say they're reckless by any sort of the word. They are
very cautious.
I was about to say one of them is a battle heavy motherfucker, but even
except for one of them, they gotta reel her in though.
I was about to say, but even for her, she usually doesn't take on a challenge that she herself cannot like come out of, I should say. But so like I understand they're not about to like fling them into danger all the time. I'm just saying like I would love to see from the world aspect even what makes this place so dangerous.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's not that they necessarily have to fling them into danger all the time, but it was like it's the vibes that y'all gave us though. Like you told us out your own mouth, we expect some of you guys to die. So that's already setting the tone for the season. This is the first episode. You get what I'm saying? Like that's setting the tone.
Yeah, no, I was just saying like from a thing, like I don't want them to think like, oh, these characters are reckless and that's what gets correct. I was like, it's supposed to be the world itself.
It's supposed to be the world itself that's dangerous.
And they don't do a great job of really showing that until we get to like the Garuda episode. Which I can't remember the number of, but when you make it there, you'll know that you're 4,
something like that.
When you make it there, you'll know that you're there.
You gonna know.
So, but I think overall though, considering like the series is about to close, if I had to give it a ranking right now after 11 episodes, I'd say it's like a 5.5, 6 maybe.
I'm with you on there. I think because maybe I would now watching it. Okay, pre-episode 6 is a 5. After episode 6, I'll give it a 6.
Yeah. I think it definitely needs more work, and in a way, I kind of hope it gets a second season because I would like to see how this develops more. Like it's made me interested enough to continue, but but I will say if it didn't, I don't know. I don't think I'd really be bothered.
I don't think I'll be devastated if we didn't get a season 2.
Yeah, I it's all I can say. Like it's good. I don't know if I like recommend it to like everybody, without the caveat of like it does take a minute to get there.
Yeah. Even then, I probably wouldn't go around really recommending this one much to people. Even then, like this would probably just be off the wall when if like I know you're a hardened anime fan and you just ain't got nothing to watch right now. It's just, if you just ain't got nothing to watch, my nigga, then maybe you check this out.
That's perfectly. That is perfectly how I'd probably describe it as well. Is so if you do decide, if you have watched all of the spoiler discussion, you still want to check it out, great. But like I said, I hope it somewhat gets season 2 just so I can see like more of like it actually get to the part where this is very extremely compelling and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure it only got an anime because the light novel was so popular in some way, shape, or form. So I'm pretty sure at some point it's gonna get there. I just but at the same time, if it didn't continue, I don't think I lose any sleep over it.
I agree 100%. Well, all right, everybody, that is the end of our discussion and the end of the episode here. Please let us know down below in the comments if you guys liked or enjoyed Reign of the Seven Spellblades, or if you even checked it out, or if you're going to bother to check it out after listening to us. With all that being said, McMillian, go ahead and take us on out of here.
Yep. As always, guys, appreciate you for watching this listen. If you want to stay on all things about the council, please consider following us on our social media. That is at Gurren Otaku's on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council everywhere else. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz really helps us grow. It helps us interact with you guys. We appreciate it a lot. For those that are listening on our audio only platforms, follow the show, share it with your friends, family. We appreciate all the support there as well. Anything that you can give really helps us, and we just appreciate the love that you guys showing us by continuing to watch and listen to our stuff.
Yep. I'm sorry. Before you completely finish, once again, everybody, we are on our road to our first 100 subscribers. So once again, if you want to be part of the first 100 subscribers, if you fuck with the content, then please leave us subscribe for us on our YouTube channel. Continue, McMillian. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem. I mean, it's good to remind them, because I see y'all watching, but I ain't seeing y'all subscribing. What's up with that? Share the love. But with all that being said, guys, as always, continue to enjoy your week, continue to enjoy this season of anime. We got another good one around the corner, so just hold in there, and we'll just make it through. We'll get to the greatness that we know the anime gives. But this is Gurren Otaku Council saying, meeting adjourned. Peace out, everybody.